This is the phylum Coelenterata. The phylum Coelenterata are aquatic. They may be free-living, free-living in they may be motile or they may be static or sessile. The water in fresh water, example is this hydra. They are diploblastic with the body which is developed from two ectoderm and endoderm. The intermediate layer is called the mesoglea. The coelenterata are characterized by this coelenteron, that is the gastrovascular cavity, and they are called cnidarian because they have the cells called the cnidoblast or cnidocyst present on the tentacles and on the body. Here is the mouth situated on the top of this structure called hypostome, and there are tentacles. Here we are seeing the hydra, which is sessile, and the polyp form in which the mouth is at the top, the body is cylindrical and radial symmetrical. There both testis and ovary are located in the same animal, so it is sexes are not separate, but fertilization would be external. There is the outer layer ectoderm and inner layer called endoderm. There are nerves which are non-polar nerves, which is in the form of the network of the nerves without synapses present in the coelenterata. They are carnivorous. The tentacles and cnidoblast will help in catching of the prey, in anchorage and in defense. These are status. These are cnidoblast cells. If you see in cnidoblast, this cnidocell, in cnidoblast cell, there is a trigger which is cnidocell. When it is stimulated, the nematocyst throws out its whip to catch the prey. It releases a toxin called the hypnotoxins. For swimming, there is presence of the statocyst. Second example is this of polyform, the sea anemone, also called the Adamsia. Here also it is sessile and mouth is at the top. The sea anemone makes the symbiosis with the clownfish and also makes symbiosis with the hermit crab. There, with its tentacles, it is providing the protection to the clownfish and getting the food. Here it is getting the mobility with the help of this hermit crab and getting the food. Second form of the coelenterata is the medusa form. Example is this jellyfish, the Aurelia, which is umbrella shaped. They have the mouth facing downward, the radial symmetry. The jellyfish is the example of the medusa form. Other examples of coelenterata are the Physalia, that is the Portuguese man of war. Here it floats on the water with its zooids and it has a balloon filled with air. This is the Obelia. The Obelia is characterized by the process of metagenesis in which The both medusa as well as the medusa and the polyp form are present. There, this is the polyp form of the obelia. By asexual method reproduction from the polyp, the medusa form is produced. This medusa form can undergo sexual reproduction, the making of the larva, and then again the polyp form. This phenomena is called as metagenesis. It is seen in obelia. In obelia, the other examples shown are this sea fan. Some of the corals they have the skeleton of this calcium carbonate and they are in colonies. Here the rust, we seeing the small animals and they are in a colony, the whole colony being called as the sea fan, Gorgonia. This is similarly colony of the in the form of sea pen called Panatula, the sea brain called as Meandrina. This can be very large in size. Other are the corals which are red in color. For making these ornaments are the red coral obtained from corallium. So their digestion is both intracellular as well as extracellular. They reproduce by budding and sexual reproduction. They are unisexual. Here it is showing they are unisexual, but fertilization is external. The third phylum is Ctenophora. The Ctenophora is also diploblastic, which are exclusively marine. Also, the comb jellies and the sea walnut are the examples in this. They are characterized by ciliated 8 number ciliated comb plates which are helpful for the locomotion, and these are two tentacles. The examples in this are Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana are in the phylum Ctenophora. They are here the sexes are not separate, but reproduction is by external fertilization and through a larval stage, indirect development through a larval stage. Next phylum is phylum Platyhelminthes. In phylum Platyhelminthes, the body is dorsally ventrally flattened, so they are called as platforms. They don't have any body cavity, so they are acoelomate animals. They are triploblastic with organ level of the organization and they are bilateral symmetrical. They have the organs of like hooks and sucker for attachment to the host. Most of them are the parasite in animals except this Didusia, the planaria, which is uh, which lives in the aquarium. It can infest on the fish. There is presence of the incomplete digestive system because there is mouth but there is no anus. There is high regeneration ability present in this planaria, which is the platform. The The presence of the flame cells, which are responsible for the osmoregulation and excretion. The second example is the Fasciola hepatica, also called the liver fluke. It infests the sheep and the cattle in some humans. This is showing the liver which has been infected, in which the fasciola is living, causing liver rot disease. The fasciola is digenetic host, means that it needs two hosts to complete its life cycle. The intermediate host in this is the snail, and it has intermediate many larva stages, as it is the Calcarea and Metacalcarea larva, which will infect this host. Second example in this phylum Platyhelminthes is the schistosoma, also called as blood fluke. Here the males and females are separate. The male has the gynocophoric canal in which the female lives. This causes this disease called schistosomiasis because this lives in the veins of the rectum and the urinary bladder, causes bleeding. Here also the intermediate host is the snails, and the larva enters the humans through the feet. The larva are Calcarea and Metacalcarea. This is the third example of the Platyhelminthes, the Echinococcus granulosus, which is the primary host, definitive host in which the adult form live is the dog, and the intermediate host are the herbivorous animal or can be the humans also. When humans get infected with the feces of the dog, the cyst enters, the egg enters through the mouth and is settled in many organs, causing disease called cysticercosis. Cysticercosis makes the cyst called hydrocyst. This is the tinea. There are two tinea. One is tinea solium, other is tinea saginata. In tinea we are seeing these are the suckers, and this is the hook, the rostrum. The tinea solium has a hook, and it is the tinea solium. Uh, the definitive host in both is the humans. A long worm lives in the intestine of the humans. Here we see these are the suckers and these are the hooks with which it attaches to the intestine. If the structure of this is the head, the neck, and this trobella, which is made up of many proglottids. This one segment is called proglottid. This is not the true segmentation. Each proglottid is has uh, both ovary as well as the testis, and there is internal fertilization, self-fertilization, and the production of the many eggs. There is reproductive system in this tinea is well developed with these vitelline glands also, which gives the nutrition to the egg. Here the when this proglottid is shed out, when it is gravid, it can infect the other animals. This was the tinea. The life cycle of the tinea includes many stages, and the infection occurs by the uncooked meat eaten by the humans, be it of the beef or the pork. The beef, which is the cow meat, will give the tinea solium, and the pork will give the tinea saginata. So this was a phylum Platyhelminthes. Thank you.